Alright, I have started streaming in a huge rush today. Because I slept in, and then I was like, I don't feel like talking. So I started playing, and then I realized I was playing for a long time. And I was like, you know what? I do want to actually do some streaming today. So I'm back for a little bit. I've got an event to go to later. I've also been doing the thing where it's like, I am possibly messing with stuff too much. I was like, oh, I don't allow myself to do big things, so I'm just gonna like hypnotically play with like paths. And then I did that for a long time. So here I am. I've been sort of trying to figure out, I like this. This is sort of how it started, like actually giving a path to some of the houses that I just had like these lines around that weren't actually meant to achieve anything. They were just meant for like aesthetic things. This is sort of like the original aesthetic is like this. And now I'm trying to see if I can like make some paths to the houses. It's definitely tricky what I'm attempting to do. Okay. Not too bad. Not 100% sure where this should live and what that space should look like. The turtle here might actually help a lot. This turtle. Oh wow, I had no idea how much I picked up. Yeah, because I picked up a lot of the, like, the vegetation while I was doing this. Not as much as I was hoping. What if I push this down? What if I push both down? Again. Okay, that suggests that I should clean that up as well. Because one thing that I did not want to ruin was this nice little, like, symmetry here that I had. No. Line out this way. It's here. No. Okay. Doesn't look as bad as I was expecting it to. Should I start actually, like, tuning this up? what if we do it here? Okay. Pull this forward even. Or back. Okay. Still don't have anything like a path to the museum. Let me just go one at a time. Try to make it all fit. Okay. Let's try to even that out a little bit. It's actually a bunch of little stuff here that I could improve on. How does this compare to this? Why does this work better? Is it because it goes diagonally? Can we pull that trick off here? Diagonally for a little while? Probably. How did I do this? 1 back, 3 across, 3... Well, we'd want to keep symmetry on this one more than the other. If I want symmetry, going in both directions wouldn't be the worst. Actually, that's not the worst either. How do I want this to look? Alright, so I like this. I like the idea of having some more substantial paths. Huh, that has an interesting effect. Okay. A path that kind of goes in this direction. In fact, let's just disconnect this for now. See what we can achieve. This needs one more here. There's a sort of interesting thing going on here. Put one here. could make it off a little bit less. Oh, and center it a little better. Okay. It's actually a little closer to, like, I think my earlier conception of it, even if I couldn't quite figure out how to do it yet. How does this look? Good in some places, but not here. Okay. If we did it here. Going here. I don't know if I need this path anymore. I think that's like a relic. Gotta watch out for relics. Actually help with the deserty thing too a little. That I needed to go from bamboo forest to desert. What happens if I... Yeah, I don't hate this. So relying on these sort of double openings. Do this. Should I open up these single pads for now? Until I figure out what I'm doing. They were purely decorative in the earlier iteration. So this way, maybe I can pull this one more this direction. That'll give me more space to work. Keep it to double. Maybe it's more effective if this is a straight line that twists in this direction. How do I double this up? Maybe just by pulling it in this direction. Got this going in this direction. Possibility of making this a square. Actually, that does make more sense. I had this conception of turning this into, because I used to have a sculpture garden here, and I think that the way that I have changed things around, I could put it back, which would be really nice. Okay, so there's a path leading this way. And a path leading this way. That does make the paths more obvious. I've always felt weird about there not being paths to these places. Okay. So how did I do this here? I did a 1, 2, I did a 4 across. Rather than just a small thing. And that way the fact that it wasn't centered to the door, I just made it sort of like a front porch. Do that here too. Yeah, let's do it. If I do that, then I won't have to worry so much about the path that goes around this, although I don't want to fixate on that too much. Okay, that one might have been more than 4 by 2. That's a different situation. Does it make more sense for this to come out of this side? This way, this way. Definitely smoothed it out more. I could add a little bit more ridge over here. How? This would seem a little bit more thematically appropriate, or aesthetically, is this close enough? Aesthetically consistent. If I gave it bit more going on here. Yeah, that does seem more right. And still have it go to the edge and still, there we go. Still keep all of these sort of like ridgy lines happening. Now there's not that hole. What I've been trying to do is not have there being contiguous lines across, like for having to have like ends of lines actually come at the middle of, like at middles of intersecting space. go back and just do exactly the opposite of that. That is definitely a relic from a previous design. That, it's actually an outdoor toilet. It's a porta potty. Okay, a main path that leads to this house. I'm not 100% sure I actually like that better coming off the end than off the middle. Actually. This has a little bit more of the... But it's starting to get a little too neatly boxy on some of these lines that are like this one continues. So that doesn't quite work as well. And I don't think I can move that one. If I brought it down here... would have to go further. And this would have to not be here. This does seem to be giving me more options. Okay, that does not... This curving at the same place is not ideal. But there's some options here. Let's test them. I was afraid that I would just go completely off the rails. Like, well, not off the rails. Well, I've already gone off the rails on this. But I was afraid that I would stop doing this, and then, like, the whole hypnotic thing wouldn't make any sense anymore. Granted, not that it's, like, necessarily important. I do that all the time. But, yeah, like, this is definitely, like, I'm in a hypnotic state. I have no idea if that would actually translate to other people. That's sort of where I am with this. I think I actually want to take this off for now. Huh. Could leave that there. This would be the spot that a line would go, but it's too close. I don't want it there. If I did it here, that would have to end in a different spot. This does make the paths more like paths, though, so maybe it's just time to start reimagining how these balance. Box. What am I missing here? Da-da-da-da. what's this? Right, this is totally where I was working. Huh. I wonder what would happen if, yeah, I sort of staggered it out. And this does make it want to go back around the house in the other direction, huh? Let's see how that balances. Not 100% sure that it centers properly. Yeah, it doesn't. Something along here probably would look nice. For now, let's put that Zen table back. Ooh, wow. Yeah, no. I better. Running out of space here. There it is. Okay. Bonsai shelf. I do really like that there, plus all the stuff behind it. Alright. Now, if we did... If this was one longer, or if that was one longer... Okay, I need to erase some stuff here. Does it make sense for... Does it make sense for this just to continue as a twofold path? I think there's merit in the idea. Oh my god, I am so tranced out. That has a bunch of merit. That broadly fits some stuff. Okay. This goes here. This goes here. Alright, we need a... Oh, hey, hang on. Really need these things to be splayed out the way that they are, but for now let's leave them. Let's see if I can actually do the thing that I'm trying to do. Maybe this should be where the two paths come out. Okay. There's a double path here. Okay, that's almost right. I think maybe actually like one over. Okay. It's going into a center. This being a perhaps odd. Maybe I pull this out more. Something's a little funny about this balance. Okay. Let's put the lamps down. I don't want to get all stuck with all this stuff here. Okay, so there's a path. And what this clearly suggests is I should attempt let's make a long edge here. This is so typical of how I do like artistic things, just feeling it out. Discipline? What discipline? What even is that? Alright, there's now a path here, Diana's, a path to that, a path to here. I just square it off like that. Still a definite strong impulse to do that. Oh, but that actually makes it square with the house. So if I move the lanterns to sort of accentuate that. Okay. Something is coming into shape. I already have, like, paths between, like, 3 major areas right now, so that's already a huge step. Meow, meow. 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 Wanna play? I'm playing a different thing right now. Do I have to stop everything and play with you instead? I understand that that's part of the contract of you being cute. Now, what's happening here? Do I see something? Because I no longer have conscious thought telling me to do these. Oh, wait a second, I know. The thing that's close enough to here that it would make aesthetic sense to do, that would solve a lot of these problems. Okay, so let me see how I do it over here. Okay, I have actually like squares around them. Let's see how that would work here. make it over here. Alright. Or I could put it right in front of the door. But it would have to be on the left side or the right. Push this forward. Let's see if I have access to this area. I do. Perfect. Alright. Do I want to put one here? This would unify this with like the Asian area here. Way better. And I could keep them just to this area and not let them go into the sort of more Egyptian area and the Diana like Roman area. Keep forgetting how confusing the map is when you're playing Animal Crossing on stream. Huh. Something is coming together, but I'm not exactly sure what. Seriously though, thank God for sound alerts. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Full path that way. Enough space for one here if I remove that. Normally, I would want there to be something uneven. Happening here somewhere. Let's try moving that over one. This is like a good innovation though, I think. So interesting how much like the island is evidence of a lot of like thought and work that I do that I have absolutely no memory of. Oh my god, Diana coming out and being like, oh my god, all the landscaping around my whole home has changed completely. What a weird thing. And yet, no reaction. Okay, see, that does, like, this going this way feels better. Do like that. Should also give me a way to do this. Leave that for now. Figured this out. There is something good happening here. I really am going to have to start to put some stuff down. This is very, like, accidental sketching. Thank you so much, and I totally get what you're saying, even though the typos. But thank you so much. Yeah, no, I got it. Thank you for being responsible and safe by using the voice detector. You're an example to us all. Oh, that I like. That feels way more right. Okay. Cats! In order for this to work, we'll have to go out this way. Possibly more like that. That does look more correct. I'm sorry, Meta, that there's not more talking going on. There's no one really hanging out today. So I'm, mostly just zoning into this, like, Animal Crossing stuff. The question is, do I take the stone thing? So I've got it also going on here. Do I bring it around a little bit more? Like maybe put one here, do it in front of the museum. Where we find out how far in you're allowed to go. Okay, so you can't go onto the steps. There's just always going to be awkward grass there, fine. Whatever, game. Cats! Maybe here instead. Oh, it's good. I'm glad you mentioned that you were zoning. I was about to ask. Yeah, no, I'm totally zoning on... Because, yeah, there's not, like, a lot of, like, interactive chit-chat going on. So I'm, like, I'm doing this, like, design thing. I was zoning on it already, and then I realized that I should just stream. Because I was just, like, my whole day was just sort of, like, going away. And I'm just like, I'm just playing Animal Crossing. I might as well stream. I'm trying to, like, do a thing here. Where I, like... turn that into more of a, like, a mental habit, so, yeah. Okay, what if I do another one? Alright. This is just definitely gonna be a thing where I'm gonna have to work on it for a little while before it comes together. And that's fine. I had the other thing going for a while, and, like, now I'm doing different things with it. It's fine. And I was going through, because I was looking for pictures of the rave, which happens tomorrow, on the Paradise island. It's a mustache. Larvesta? What's Larvesta? Alright. But yeah, I was looking at some old things. It's like, yeah, when you change things up, there's always going to be things that are not as good as they were once. It's going good. I am going to I'm going to an event later tonight, which is why today is a short stream. And may or may not like show some of the putting together costume for it. So I'm gonna do, B and Kit are gonna do, so it's mashup themed. So we decided to go with our Harlivy costumes and do a pirate version. So like, I'll be Pirate Harley and they will be Pirate Ivy. Yeah, that's looking more right. And I can make this one square off. Yeah. I'm very, very excited. Kit can't quite see it, so he's really trusting me to help put it together. But I see it. I think it's gonna look really good on both of us. And it's like the kind of party where you kind of want to look sexy. And Kit's other idea was something that we've done on stream before, which was Sailor Boy Scout, which is a little more silly than sexy. And I didn't immediately have a thing that I could do with it. Not that we absolutely had to have matching costumes, but it is certainly like always more epic when you like double the impact of a concept. Which is like the main reason why I like to do that so much. Okay. So we've got Diana to the stairs. Going down this way we have... Yeah, no, that's actually starting to work. This whole thing with like the occasional blocks. I like how it reminds me of Mario Odyssey. The desert level. Main reason to have a partner is to do couples costumes. Exactly. Do I have more apples? I don't. Okay, I gotta stick these things in places. Let's do... Hold on, I've got blue roses, gold roses, and... Okay, this stuff is all for here. Let's see if any of these are money, then I'll get lucky. Nope, bunk bed. Pinball machine. Come on. Clay. Throwback hat table. Wow. So not money. Let's put these away. Find a place to put the gold and blue roses. My god, the ADHD can be very, very evident from what I have in my inventory at any given time. Oh good, I've eaten one thing. I can take that tree. No. There we go. I'm sure that when I dug up the gold roses, it's because I had an immediate idea of where to put them, and I've fully forgotten what that is. So, well... guess I just have a whole bunch of gold roses in my inventory now. Should have probably paid a little bit more attention to what time we have to leave so that I know how exactly like the appropriate amount of forethought to put into this costume before Kit gets here. Okay, I do sort of like the awkward balance is the whole Well, I mean, I like it to be balanced, but yeah, no. It's balanced but asymmetrical, and I do like that. Okay. Alright, that's coming together. I love the concept of people streaming because then I can find friends and hang out with them, but I don't have to lose spoons because I don't have to leave the house. That is exactly how that is, same page club, that is exactly how I feel about it. Precisely. In every way. Not that I don't leave the house, but I really prefer to, like, leave the house in ways where it's like I'm not leaving under my own power. So basically, like, Kit is like, want to go to a thing? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then Kit drives us. Okay, and it's finally starting to have, like, a little bit of a combination of the, like, the double and the single lines, which I also really like. Larger spaces. I could put the tree back here. That might show it off better. And make this whole, like, make Coco's house look just more like a destination. In fact, I could put another stone circle right here. And that could balance this whole Coco area even better. Now there's just the, like, the arc of these circles. Although it's not bad. Like, if I did one here, it could be, like, it could give me more freedom with the dirt paths if the stone circles were the things giving you the arc of the path. So that's clear. Could even pull this out to the left. Put one right here. This fast and loose thing is actually working for this particular type of thing. It, like, it put me in this position in the first place because, like, I was fucking around with this when I was, like, I'd just woken up and I was still groggy because I had to take sleeping pills last night to get sleep. My sleeping schedule is definitely, like, really weird right now. Okay, so this is a clear path. I'm assuming I don't want them to continue here, but I'm not sure because it could actually lead people to the Ryokan a lot better. I don't really have a good lead into the Ryokan. Yeah, maybe what I do, instead of fixating on this, like, extremely abstract path thing, is to make the stone circles. To lay out the path with the stone circles, and then make the dirt path fit around them in an aesthetically consistent way. So yeah, okay, I can pull this around to... Hi, Kit! For the eye patches, check where you have your Doctor Strange accessories and, like, your Dragon Con accessories. That's, like, where my head went. Okay, so there's this path. That's where I checked. I have a bag that says pirate, which is empty. I think that I was putting stuff away for you, and I might not have known that you had a bag that said pirate on it. There's a small chance it's here, but I have this, like, feeling like I remember putting it away. But it could be here. I just really thought that I returned it. And I think it was like I was helping you put things away after Dragon Con. Oh, this does look nice. Some people have no fucks to give. Kid has no pirates to give. Well, that's because I stole them all because I am a pirate. Oh, the pirate horde of dice must have put me in mind of pirates as well. That might be where I came up with the idea to do Harlivy as pirates. Also, Meta, you should express your enthusiasm for the Harlivy as pirates idea, because the kid is less sure about it, and I think that enthusiasm would give them a boost. Nope, definitely no pirate stuff in any of the... Okay, then perhaps it is here and got mixed in with my Dragon Con stuff. But it'll turn up. Yay! Thank you, Meta. You're supremely helpful. Made back from Circle, awesome. We just need shirts that say Eat Bang Keel Haul? Wait, why Keel Haul? I love everything else about this statement, though. Yes, the Eat Bang Fuck Tour was just... the usest thing. Keel Haul? What's a Keel Haul? I still don't know what Keel Haul is. Oh, Kill Tour. I think that Eat Bang Kill Tour works on its own without any additional what's the word? Embellishment. I think it's still piratey, just all on its own. Keel haul is what pirates do? What? Strapped someone to the keel of a ship? Okay, if pirates do this, or did this, I would not... I don't believe that's what they'd call it. Punish someone by dragging them through the water under the keel of a ship, either across the width or from bow to stern. Okay, this seems like a very high concept pun. And the whole reason that we were like, we didn't go with your like punk thing was like, so that people would understand the reference. Which has been a tricky aspect of this whole bit, because we've been trying to find like costumes that aren't too too esoteric for a party that is not like explicitly for nerds. So it's not like going to a con where like much fewer things are esoteric. Also, I went to my work chat yesterday and said, I said, do the words Tears of a Kingdom mean anything to anyone? Just to see how fucking off of, like, left of center I am at work. And, hilariously, one person, responded with a reaction, which was a picture of, like a chain link. And I lost my shit. It was so funny. And so the two of us kept sort of like going back and forth and talking a little bit about it, but it was just the two of us. But the chain link reaction was just hilarious. Okay. Alright. I like how this is shaping up. Put another stone there. But I like this path here. Oh, I don't have the guts to do it on top of this. This would be too aligned with that, I think. All I can think is this cactus is in the wrong place. Left me use my leathery hand and just pull it somewhere else. Oh my god. Let me use my leathery hand and just pull it somewhere else. Ah! Yes! Oh my god. That is so accurate to the whole feel of like just the wildness of some of the things in this game. Alright. I'll move this line, I think, in this direction. And that can cover up the fact that it has no good place to end. The question is, do I make this single tier? Yeah, let's do it. Say nothing of just keeping it in your pocket. Exactly. Okay, finding a way to freshen up these single paths is really doing it for me. Cats. Okay. Way better. Why am I keeping it in my pockets? I'm wearing a dress with no pockets. I have a sling wallet. Oh my god, they are so zoomy right now. Look at them just fighting. Damn it, cats, be more adorable. Okay, this is a huge improvement. Okay, what else do I have in here that I need to get rid of? Oh, I don't have things. I just have all this, like, all these flora and fauna. Well, not fauna, just flora. Wow, cats! I'm sure you can hear that. Ow! That's me! That's not Sunset! Ender! Ender bit me when he was trying to bite Sunset. Ah, so hypnotic. Trying to decide if I'm surprised or not that I, like, went back with the old way of doing this. Oh, right. I was saying this earlier when Kit wasn't here. Kit, how much time do we have to get dressed? What time do we need to, like, be out the door? Nah, I'm fine. It was just a bite. Scratches are way the fuck more annoying. Especially lately, the cat's nails have gotten completely out of control. They got, like, harder to cut right after Scotland. And finally the other day, like, Moonlight was just, starts at 9. Okay, so if you're here at 8, that doesn't leave us, like, a ton of time to linger over, like, dinner and dressing. But, if you cover dinner, or, like, at least, like, cover the thinking of dinner, since that's, like, the thing that I currently need help with, I can certainly do the thinking on the costumes. Being in an Animal Crossing kind of place definitely helps. Figure we can get there a little bit before 10 if need be. Hard close on doors is at 10:30. Okay, that's fine. Because, yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. I don't really feel the need to get to these things super at doors. It's like, I feel like they need to get going a little. Waiting for a party to get going is like waiting for a bus. Okay, perfect. And how long do we have to be on the road? So, like, yeah, how much... I'm trying to figure out just, like, how much costume time I have. Okay, I don't know if much... this makes sense anymore. I'm glad that I did this experiment, even if I undo a lot of it, because I have, like, I was always going to continue to wonder if I should have, like, a double thickness path going for all this. 8:45. Okay. Then yeah, I think that the way to do this is to divide and conquer. I will go through the stuff that you bring and give you some suggested costume stuff. You know, that actually does fit the aesthetics. I'm gonna do the thing where I just leave these lying around. Okay, I wanted that to be... Okay, let's start looking at... Alright, how many bamboo trees do I have? Oh, in California. In, like, the San Francisco area. Basically in Silicon Valley. Oh, right. 2 of those aren't even, like, gold. They're yellow. Okay. I could put some of the statues here, too. That makes sense. Okay, if I want to offset this a little, I can put this here. Yeah, and I suppose if you're in Texas, even though Austin is like notoriously one of the cooler parts of Texas, although I really like Houston. Anyway, then like your thing on the Discord about like being politicized like makes much more sense. I'm like, oh shit, what was going on? Like, oh yeah, there must be more ambient stuff like that than like where I am, where it doesn't come up as much. Oh, Sunset's little face is right in the corner. Aw. He's a good boy. Is it you? Is it you? I think it's you. Okay, so now we have like these like stone paths doing things. Okay, I think I've grabbed most I can, but I'm having to pack for like 3 things in the next 2 days before I come back, so who knows what I've missed. Hey, I mean, welcome to my world, Kit. I do that all the time. Yeah, we have to be careful a lot of the time, but I was being sad boy because I kept seeing TikToks about all the shit that's happening in Florida. Okay, so this was not, like, directed at you. This was not, like, a personal experience thing. This was, like, a fuck. I'm just trying to, like, live my life and not have, like, this shit be, like, top of mind all the time. I get that. That makes sense. It always helps to not live there. At the very least, small comforts. You're trying to just, like, live your life. Say as somebody who just, like, burned out on tracking all of this stuff all the time. And, like, to say nothing of just, like, the fact that my race was always a thing. So I'm so relieved to live somewhere where my race is not a thing all the time. That was, like, the main reason that I moved here. And that was from, like, New York. Like, it was more of a thing in New York than it should have been. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, something's not... quite right here. One of my allies in Waco, Texas, had to yeet themselves to Colorado because their children are trans and it's not safe for them. Yeah. We're lucky that we live in a country where, like, it's big and diverse enough that there are options to stay in the country and move to a different part of it in order to, like, be in a different climate. It's not obviously, like, a great solution, but, like, it's so much better than, like, because, like, I'm Muslim, and, like, most of the places that, like, I come from, there is no good option. Because frankly, no matter what, like, moving states is easier than moving countries. It's more accessible in a bunch of ways. Might have to do the same if shit keeps going downhill. Yeah. And I do find that it helps a lot to not get, to, like, whenever, like, bad shit is happening for your people and your kind, to not get fixated on the bad things to the exclusion of, like, the safety nets that you have, because it keeps you from falling into despair, which is definitely a thing that I have experienced before. Oh, yay, I like you too, Meta! But there are times in my life where, like, you know, falling into despair has been, like, you know, a risk. But also, it's a thing that, like, is very frustrating when allies do it. And, like, that can be, like, a really, like, tone-deaf reaction sometimes, where you're like, I'm trying to have some, like, hope about my own life, and allies are just like, nope, we live in the worst country, and it only gets worse forever, and nothing's ever gonna change, and, like, we should all move to Canada. And I'm like, this is not actually helpful. Please don't. You are being super unhelpful. And also, this is not actually true, and you are minimizing the efforts of the people who got us to the point where we're at, which is way safer than it was before, by just complaining that nothing is ever good enough. You know what? It is an endless fight, and we will have to fight forever to make things more and more fair forever, but things also do get more and more fair over time. We are achieving things, and all you're doing is cheapening those achievements by, like, sort of getting off on, like, your, I don't know, your sort of performative righteousness that, like, things aren't good enough. Like, yeah, but what are you doing? Things that people, and believe me, people who do this are not doing things usually. They're not doing, like, helpful things. Because people who actually fight, like, are often a little bit more even-keeled about where we actually are. Because, yeah, this is, like, sort of the world that I come from, and it's very unhelpful when you're like, so, like, take me, for example. I am a queer woman of color who comes from, like, a Muslim background, and that is an incredibly regressive background to be coming from. And it's also an incredibly sex-negative background. And the, like, everything that I have in my life, all of the sort of, like, freedom, like, I want to fight for equality, but also want to make sure my family's safe. Exactly. And frankly, this is why I think that allies are best, like, the best way to be an ally is to, like, fight for, you know, equity where you can, and also, like, maybe take on a little bit more of it than you're putting on people who are actually in those positions, because, like, we have to actually, like, live our lives without those privileges, and we have to manage our lives without those privileges, and, like, we already have more to deal with. It's, like, not our, like, automatic responsibility to fight for equity when you're, like, in a marginalized category of people, because, like, that marginalization is already an enormous weight and responsibility, whereas, like, if you have more privilege, best to, like, use that for good, and it is not, and I'm actively saying, with no shame, that it is actively not a good to, like, go on Facebook and complain about how this is the worst country in the world. That is not helpful. Do actual things that actually help. Don't just do things for, like, performative valor. Frankly, if something, like, does not make you a little bit uncomfortable, you're probably not achieving anything, because people are not actually idiots. As much as, like, a certain style of person really, like, believes that if only, like, they were in charge, everything would be perfect. No, the thing is, in, like, large intractable problems that have been going on for a very long time are that way for reasons. It's because they are not easy to solve or fix. They never will be. And the fact that, like, incremental improvements and changes is, like, how you achieve that is not sexy or fun, and it's really exhausting, and you have to do it forever. And that is how, like, real heroes actually make an impact on the world, not just by constantly sort of, like, performatively deriding, like, the place that we're all trying to improve. And we live in a place that actually has demonstrably improved over time. And when you keep that in perspective, it makes it much easier to live with a lot of hope. Thank you, Kit. This is a classic Saf rant. Me too! I miss Saf rants as well. I couldn't quite find them in myself last year when I was, like, not on and more sick and all that stuff. But I'm glad that they're coming to me more easily now. But yeah, like, they're just... But yeah, basically, it feels good to say that, like, America's the worst, and blah blah blah, everything is not good enough. And that good feeling is probably an indication that you are in the wrong. Because that self-righteous feeling is really only possible if you are not engaging on with the problem at the level that the engagement actually needs to be. Because the world is not filled with just, like, idiots who just don't know as much as you do, and people who just, like, don't have enough passion to do anything. Because frankly, if you're having this conversation, you're probably not among the people who's doing anything. The doing of the things is really hard, unsexy, exhausting work. And incremental changes are the things that actually achieve the betterment of people's lives. This is how this works. So fighting for, and more importantly, celebrating incremental changes is a really effective way to keep up spirits on an incredibly difficult fight that matters for a lot of people. Also, Kate, I'm glad that you missed them. I missed them too. I was feeling definitely kind of desolate that, like, the Safrants had gone. I was like, where have all the Safrants gone? I missed them. When I was, like, really afraid that I wasn't going to be able to figure out how to get my, like, Safness back. And, like, be able to stream again and have all of that stuff sort of feel right again. I think I actually am going to move this one up one. Unless that will connect it. Yep, it does. Never mind. Let me fix that. Yeah, and I'm glad that I'm seeing that, like, I'm always sort of afraid that, like, whenever I'm, like, really happy and really on and really achieving things, I'm always sort of afraid that, like, it's a fluke and it'll never come back. Like, if I lose it, it'll never come back. Or even that, like, it's only gonna last a small amount of time. And getting long COVID definitely, like, oh my god. Like, the level of weight that had in the back of my mind was palpable. And the fact that I'm finding those parts of me again, it means everything to me. Because, like, I've always been very afraid that, the fact that, like, the last few years of my life, I've finally started to achieve things that, like, aren't just, like, the things that I've always worked towards, but well beyond that. Like, they're the things that I achieved so much of, like, what I've always wanted that I moved so far in the direction of things that I never thought that I even was allowed to want, that I ever could want, or could start to, like, work towards. I have so much that I just did not feel was for me. And it's very, very hard to maintain the belief that, like, that's allowed, when for so long it felt like it wasn't. Let's start planting these. I mean, it definitely helped to get, like, diagnosis with ADHD and get that medication down, but, like, medication and, you know, like, ADHD management isn't enough for, like, you know, happiness and fulfillment. Even though I think that for a while, I think I sort of thought maybe it was, or, like, could be. Because the things that are more important that I've, like, changed in my life in the past 5 years are stuff like, you know, changing my perspective on, like, what I deserved in a relationship, what I was, like, worthy of, and changing my perspective on what I was capable of achieving. And you can't really medicate that away. Like, some of that stuff takes a lot more work. It takes a lot more introspection. It takes a lot more, you know, like, therapy helps. But, like, it's an ongoing process, especially to just get over the traumas of, like sort of like the cascading effects of the traumas that come with, you know, having, like, undiagnosed neurodivergence for many years, and, like, having a life where you are constantly being put in a position of being like, you are not good enough, you are failing, and, like, you don't know why, and nobody else knows why, but also nobody is surprised. So it's like, no, you're just not one of those special people who is, like, worthwhile. So just, like, take what you can get and be happy with it. And it was, like, really fucked and crazy. Okay, see you soon, Kit. It's really fucked and crazy that, like, I had this, like, pretty elite education. Like, I went to, Stanford for grad school, and, I, like, something that really stood out to me was that, like, my classmates were extremely ambitious, right? They want, like, their goals for themselves were to, like, you know, like, make the world a better place. And I was like, why is it that all of you guys have all of these, like, ambitious goals, and my goal is to be financially independent and, like, be able to have a job and, like, just, like, make money and be okay. And it was just so clear. Yeah. It was so clear that the fact that, like, my whole life I was sort of, like, put in a position of being like, you're smart, but, like, actually you're not that smart. But you're, like, capable, but, like, why do you fuck up so much? And nobody really has any high expectations of you. And the only thing that I wanted was to just be free. Like, and everyone, and then I was, like, in this sort of, like, elite place where, like, it seems like everybody else who was, like, sort of, you know, capable of being there and had whatever, like, they didn't think that those goals were enough. They wanted to do more because, like, they were told that they could do more, or they were led to believe that they could do more. And, like, to me it was like, man, nobody ever seems to, like, nobody ever sort of, like, I'm not saying, like, the expectation, but, like, no one ever made me feel like I could aspire to a lot. It was just, like, a very weird, fucked up sort of, like, yeah. I'm, like, it's funny, like, the reason that I'm most happy that I went to Stanford is that I can be at this point in my life and understand that it's not nearly as big of a deal as, like, people think it is. And I think that, like, I'm much more well-adjusted knowing that, and it's, like, part of my, like, mission to, like, spread that information to more people. I got a much better education in the past 5 years on YouTube and many things. Had to be perfect because I was in honors early. Oh no, I was too, but, like, I was both, like, a smart kid, but also a like, smart kid that was like, you must be very lazy. And so I believed that I must be very lazy when I was just struggling, because I showed some signs of being smart, and then I would just show, like, just, like, things just seemed like, oh my god, you're, like, actually very dumb. We totally, like, we overestimated you. You're not actually smart. And, like, nobody looked for any, like, I hate that nobody actually attempted to, like, square this circle in any meaningful way. It was just like, oh yeah, no, Saf is, like, oh no, Saf is smart, and then, like, be like, nah, actually Saf is not good enough. Maybe Saf is kind of smart, but Saf is not good enough. And the way that I'm living my life now, it feels like I'm finally living up to my potential. And a big part of that is that I've freed myself from, like, other people's definition of, like, what my potential should be for. And that's helped a lot, where it's like, what my potential is being able to recognize where I can have the most impact, and doing that. And that has really been what has made my life be, like, fulfilling and energizing, so that I don't keep petering out all the time, because I'm actually proud of the things that I am doing and achieving. Like, having this channel And, like, the better I do with it, like, the reason that feels fulfilling to me is not, like, just sort of, like, a vague sense of, like, succeeding. It's because I know very well that the way that I reach people and the people that I reach and, like, what I can give them that is not easy to provide in terms of other people who have similar insights and experiences, is actually important. And I meaningfully impact people doing what I do. And there could be nothing more important. And of all the things that I've sort of trained in the general vicinity of, I've never found anything more than, like, the way that I, like, not streaming in general, but like sort of like the things that I choose to do with streaming. And the things that I choose to do with, like, creating the communities that I'm always trying to create and, like, spreading the awarenesses that I'm always trying to do. Those are the things that actually give me a sense of meaning. And energy. And when, like, you know, when I see that, like, I'm having an impact on people that matters. Oh, hooray. I'm so relieved that I got to, like, actually get rid of some of the stuff from my bag. Was I just thinking about, like, the gold stuff? What is happening? Are there... Oh my god, there's shooting stars! That's what that sound is. They're shooting stars! I wonder if Celeste is here. That would be grand. Wait, why am I here? Oh, right. I need to put my gold and blue roses somewhere. I think there's, like, a place where I just dumped blue roses earlier. Let me leave them there for now. Since clearly I don't have, like, a good idea. AJR, it's kind of funny how I paid for college when YouTube was an option. I know, right? There are so many things that, like, I learned more valuably from either YouTube or podcasts. And don't get me wrong, there are some things that I learned in school that were worth, like, especially at Stanford. There were things that I learned that were, like, worth it. I also went to, like, a very high-tier university for undergrad, and I think that that was way less valuable. And I love the idea that, like, we're moving into a world which is actually starting to become way closer to merit-based, like we kind of wanted it to be in the first place. With all of this stuff. Because stuff like content creation is often, like, just... based on, like, if people respond to what you're doing. And the barrier to entry, while it's not non-existent, is way lower than it was before. And just, like, in general, the barrier to any particular issue being considered important or worthy of note, and therefore being known by anyone, used to be, like, there were 5 major newspapers that, like, told you whether or not a thing was happening at all. And they can't control information like that anymore. That's not how it works anymore. And all of these things are incredibly positive developments. It is a lot easier to have access to information than it used to be. Should I put these yellow roses somewhere? Or should I just throw them out? Also, Meta, earlier when you said that, when you said something like, I love you, Saf, or whatever, you fully made my night. Like, I think I was, like, trying to be overly casual about it because I was embarrassed by, like, how much that meant to me. I was like, oh my god, I'm being very myself and I'm, like, connecting with somebody means fucking everything to me. It, like... it got me kind of hard, actually. Maybe I'll put the yellow rose here. Probably why they're trying to pass the TikTok bill so they can control the information again. I mean, even if, like, whatever they do, like, no matter what platforms they fuck up or whatever, like, information will never go back into the bottle the way that it was, you know, when I was growing up. And it was like, if it's not, you know, something that the white male gray hairs at the New York Times and the Washington Post or whatever deem as, like, a thing, then nobody knows about it. That will never be true again. And I find China to be a very good example of, like, the truth of the fact that, like, you know, you never put the genie back in the bottle. Because nowhere puts more resources into keeping full control on information. And when you do that, absolutely you're going to have a good amount of control. But by trying to have both that and economic prosperity and growth, there's just a lack of full control that they've had to accept. Not gracefully, but it's really clear that there's a difference between when they were willing to sacrifice economic growth and prosperity and when they weren't, of, like, how much they're able to keep a full lid on information. So I know that Kit will be here any minute now. Well, I don't know. But, yeah, let's say, like, Kit left, so... Should get this to somebody. Raymond, okay. Thank you. That's Muffy. Marshall. Cephalobot. I didn't know that Cephalobot was here. Cephalobot and Ribot should live together in, like, the area of the new thing that I want to build. Like, maybe the steampunk home? Not home, steampunk bar. Raymond's house. So hard to clean a 24-inch Squishmallow. Oh my god. Problems it never occurred to me exist in the world, but yes. That's Spanish for Raymond's crib. Ray. There's a full Triforce sleeping here. I should move the camera. Eep. There. Alright, I do feel like I shouldn't start anything major, but still. I should keep it up. Especially since it's like this really pretty time of night when, like, it's like golden hour in the game right now. Maybe the thing to do is just, like, run around and make sure that I actually have, like, evidence of all of the inspirations for continuing this quest to actually get the island to give me that squishy, completed, happy feeling. Bunny said I'd have to get rid of it if I can't make it smell better. Ooh, boy. Can you take it to, like, a dry cleaner? Or, like... Have you tried, like, baking soda? This is a very reasonable request by Bunny. I mean, demand by Bunny. A very reasonable demand by Bunny. Smells can be a real thing. My god, what a vague sentence. But one which has meaning that is fully clear. Oh, wait, I know. I could take out some of these stage statues that I was thinking of doing. Also, every time you say Bunny, it, like, reminds me of how, in the first iteration before, like, when it was way too fucking early. Yeah, I'm trying the cheap way first. It's working so far. What are you using? These very, very old Sailor Moon manga that I would get, like, when they first came out, and, like, before anime had, like, it's like manga had its own section and stuff, where, like, instead of, like, Usagi or Usaka, whatever, like, the translation was Bunny, and it did not even it didn't even match, it was like Bunny and Buns, and it didn't even match, like, what the cartoon was doing, so it was like they just had different names. Usaka was Buns and Usagi was Bunny. Beautiful statue. Gallant. I think that the angel might be somewhere else, but we'll take it out for now. Oh right, and it's like the Roman stuff is like the white and gold stuff. Oh, that's what I was gonna do up there. Man, I shouldn't have planted this. Oh well, it's fine. Pet odor stain removal with Oxy. Okay, that could do it. That's fair. Sensitive to oxygen, though? Yikes. Alright, I need, like, I need a place for you that, like, makes sense. Alright, let's hold off on you for a second. Okay. Oh yeah, this one is the one that, like, I think I have it at the graveyard. Maybe, maybe not. Oxy. Right. Okay, I don't. Which makes sense, because it doesn't... Wait, does it? Hold on. Would this actually make sense? Because it is kind of creepy now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, that angel statue is very creepy. Yeah, I think this totally fits in the graveyard slash the cemetery slash, like, witchy area. And I just have to put the tree down to make sure this doesn't get too... I will have to fill in that corner, but there is sort of something to that. expand the cemetery area a little. Should I put... Okay. Alright, I like that. I don't need to run along the back. So I suppose I could put this a little more, like, centered. I bet I can climb up here and then climb down. I totally have set something up like that. Yep, here it is. Okay, I will pull it further and push it one, and then pull it again. I mean push it. Huh, maybe not. Alright. Let's just place it. Not a route I was planning, but it does kind of work. Okay. It would be nice to be able to do more stones here. I'd have to make them, but... yeah, I bet I could make 2 more and have way more gravestones here. Let's see. But if I just took out a bunch of stone, that might work. It's been an age and a half since I actually like crafted something, so let's do that. Okay, so we've got... okay, so we're looking at, like, maybe 2 more would be cool. Alright, where is the nearest crafting station that I hid? Oh, it's right down here. Alright, Western Staff Zone. This is one of the things that, like, I think there's some things that you can see that I, like, overly seem to be into, and it's because I get like just very fixated on the stuff that it took me forever to get, and this is one of them. Put the stone away. Alright, plus the whole thing from... alright, let's put stone here. It is nice to have a denser cemetery. I do like that. Hi, Angel! I'm so glad that you dropped in before I have to, like, jet fairly soon, because Kit's on his way and we're going out. How are you? How's your tooth? I think this was better where it was. do like the way this is starting out. Do I have more of the creepy things? I mean, I have mushrooms. And I want this to go up from here. The, like, creepy forest. Maybe some of the purple flowers? Maybe that's what it is. The tooth is not attached anymore, hasn't been, or maybe achy? Hasn't been for a whole 48 hours already. I remember it was achy last time I checked. Alright, let's take out some of the creepy stuff and also some food. This is definitely stuff that I can work on until Kit gets here. I was hoping I would not need the antibiotics because they make me sick, but I think I might have to. Ooh, no. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna have to wash my hair soon before I go out. I can do that in the sink. At least that's how I do it. I wash my hair in the sink when I'm in a rush. Or also just like, in order to make sure that I'm not letting the perfect be the enemy of the good. Alright, since these are adjacent, I'm going to try not to let the scope get too out of hand. Shell stuff's not creepy. The stone table, could go either way. That has some weird potential, depending on what I did with it. If it was behind a fire or something and like had some stuff in front of it that it set off with its lights. These could also be kind of creepy. I want to see how they are capable of being... Ooh. Castle gate? Not the wall, but some of these, like, pillars. And this, actually. The simple workbench is actually, like, delightfully creepy. A couple of mushroom lamps, which I still don't understand why they don't appear in like their different colors. One of the few things that doesn't in the inventory. It always like bugged me. Okay, so we have spooky standing lamps. Other things with spooky potential. Oh yeah, definitely like some of these trees. Oh, yes. Mushroom parasol. Oh, yeah. I think that could work. The glowing stuff. Eerie glowing stuff. And I did have the skeleton on the floor somewhere. I don't know about the cannon. Ooh, I wonder if that's a kit. It is! Good ender! It worked! Awesome. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna head out now. Thank you for hanging out with me!